Part 190. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1891. King Cassius is serious. Since the Tian Kingdom is an ally of the Chu Kingdom, it is also necessary to help each other. This is nothing. Now we are all trapped in the capital of King Chu, so naturally we still need to work together and cooperate with each other. Fang Fan pondered for a while, then nodded and said, "This is natural. The remaining troops of the kingdom of Cassius can be mobilized by Prince Fang Fan. It's just, I have one more thing. I don't know if Prince Fang Fan can agree." King Cassius groaned, and suddenly became hesitant. "It's okay to say anything." Fang Fan glanced at Cassius and said casually, "What a big deal, as for such a mother-in-law. This matter may involve Her Royal Highness Queen Natasha. Please don't blame Her Highness Queen Natasha." King Cassius rolled his eyes and became more and more hesitant. Natasha, who was standing aside, was stunned for a moment. She didn't expect this incident to be related to her. "You say what you want, I don't care." Natasha shrugged her shoulders, appearing to be extremely immediate, and she couldn't be so confused. "Now that we are in the covenant stage, it is better to be less jealous and more sincere." "Yes, that's how it is. There is an extremely beautiful princess in my Tian kingdom, and she is also my youngest daughter. She has always admired a great hero who stands up to heaven and earth, and has always asked me to look for her. I have always sneered at the so-called great heroes before. Yes, I didn't know that a real hero is like this until I saw Prince Fang Fan. Such a hero, how can it not be shocking? Prince Fang Fan, I don't know if the princess of my Tian kingdom has the honor to accompany the prince. Of course, with Queen Natasha in front, the princess of my Tian kingdom only needs the name of a concubine. From then on, Prince Fang Fan is also the supreme prince of my Tian kingdom, and I am equal to me." As King Cassius spoke, he gradually revealed his purpose. "I made a lot of pushes, but in fact, I want to marry my daughter to Fang Fan, and then I want to form a closer relationship with Fang Fan, and even promise Fang Fan to become the supreme prince of the Tian kingdom, sharing mountains and rivers. This book is big enough." Fang Fan pondered on the spot, his eyes seemed to be a little flickering. "Queen Natasha, you don't care, do you? If you really mind, just pretend I didn't say anything. I just propose." King Cassius looked at Natasha and asked quickly. "Of course, don't mind. How could you mind? Why bother about this kind of thing? It's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. As long as Prince Fang Fan is willing, I can." Prince Fang Fan, I've seen the jewel in the palm of King Cassius before. She looks so beautiful, and has a gentle and docile personality. She is a well-deserved goddess in the hearts of you men. Isn't it exciting?" Queen Natasha spoke sourly at the side, and then her arms were silently placed on Fang Fan's waist, and then kneaded with ease. The corner of Fang Fan's mouth twitched, and his scalp felt numb for a while. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1892. This woman said it as if she was very generous and indifferent, but who could know what was going on in her heart? Secretly poking at the ground, and started to attack. Fang Fan sighed with emotion. Sometimes women are the last thing to offend. They can make you look good in minutes. But this Queen Natasha is jealous, but it has a different flavor. Fang Fan thought in his heart. The smiles on the corners of his mouth became more and more, and the feelings in his heart suddenly became more and more. Immediately, Fang Fan looked directly at Cassius, king of Tian Kingdom, who was eager. "Our previous covenant relationship does not need a marriage contract to guarantee. If I really have malice towards your Tian Kingdom, a marriage contract won't be able to stop me at all. In this situation, I can only say that the kingdom of Tianq and the kingdom of Chu are closely linked together, and it is difficult to separate them. As for the others, don't care at all. Fang Fan smiled lightly, and while talking, the smiles on his face became more and more frequent. That's all for now. It's best if you can understand. If you really don't understand, then he has nothing to do. Fang, Prince Fang Fan, this is this rejecting my Princess Tian kingdom? King Cassius took a deep breath, somewhat disappointed on his face. He still felt a little unsafe at the moment. From his point of view, being able to marry such a rare talent like Fang Fan is what he wants to see the most. I know what you mean. If you want, I can take you out of this world after this war is over, and go to a brand new big world. Are you willing? Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and then tentatively said. He will definitely take out the Chu kingdom. Once the soldiers of the Chu kingdom are assembled, they will be an extremely powerful support for him. After all, in the Chu kingdom, all the soldiers are above the realm of the seven-star emperor. In the outside world, the existence of this level is not considered weak. And the number of low-level quasi-sacred realms is not small. Because of the suppression of the internal rules of the ruins of the gods, it has been difficult for them to improve their cultivation. Once such restrictions are lifted, their potential can be further improved. Originally, according to Fang Fan's wish, he only took away the Chu kingdom, but if he could take another Tian kingdom, he would be very happy too. At that time, the military strength of the human emperor's hall will be further improved. A whole new big world. Can I really go out? I've been here since I was born. Huh? Phew. If I can really go out, I'm definitely willing. This world is too small. There are only a few kingdoms plus a few small tribes. Every time you visitors from outside the sky come, I will tremble with fear, because it is very likely that the doom of our Tian kingdom has arrived. No. I don't want to continue living like this. I want to go out. Prince Fang Fan, take me out. I want to go to a new big world. Prince Fang Fan, I know that you are a very capable person. I hope to be able to attach myself to you and make the entire Tian submit to your command. The eyes of Cassius, the king of the Tian kingdom, moved extremely quickly. He gasped for breath, and the excitement in his heart could not be expressed in words. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1893. Instead of passively waiting to die here, waiting for visitors from outside the sky to come to persecute the Tian kingdom time and time again, to suppress him, the king of Tianq, it is better to preemptively go to the world where the visitors from the outside world are. It must be a world full of dreams. But, we are all cursed by this world, we can't get out. Once we go out, we will definitely die. We simply cannot cross the restriction between the two worlds, our physiques are very different. While King Cassius was talking, a look of despair gradually appeared on his face. He was still very self-aware of himself, knowing that these were the gaps that he couldn't bridge at all. Thinking of this, the expression on the face of King Cassius became more and more lost, and all kinds of feelings seemed particularly profound. Since I said it, there is naturally a way to take you out. You have no doubt about this. It depends on your wishes now. Also, how many people in your Chu kingdom are willing to leave this world with you and go to another brand new world? You need to pay attention to these. Also, I can promise you that you ask to be attached to me. I can do my best to protect the integrity of your Tian kingdom. Fang Fan groaned, his eyes became more and more sincere. Although his expression was calm, Fang Fan still felt quite excited in his heart. This time, not only did he get the fruit of the gods from the ruins of the gods, but he was also able to abduct the two kingdoms back to strengthen the power of the Emperor's Hall. If so, thank you, Prince Fangfan. My King Cassius Drummond of the Tian Kingdom must take the will of Prince Fangfan as the only standard of action. King Cassius took a deep breath, and while speaking, the ecstasy on his face was beyond words. Such feelings can only be said to be especially true. Enemy, a truce. Queen Natasha looked down the city. At this moment, the practitioners and troops of the Light Alliance Temple, the Dark Temple, and the Pure Sun Kingdom were all silent, and there was no movement at all. At this moment, they did not choose to attack the city, but I don't want to evacuate, just spending time here. The scene is more or less weird. As for the battle between Genji Shenzong and Akabane Kingdom, it became more and more fierce. Fang Fan looked at the only battlefield that erupted at the moment, and saw Fu Suiai, the third peak goddess of the Genji Shenzong, took the lead, looking extremely brave. Judging by the momentum, she was in a state of immortality like the Chiyu Kingdom. Bitch! Are you crazy? Are you really desperate? The king just wants to take the army of his own kingdom to retreat. What's the matter with you? As for making such a big move, my Akabane Kingdom's army has lost tens of thousands. How can you be better off if you are the one god sect? You let me evacuate now, so nothing will happen. Madman, crazy woman. You want to kill yourself, don't pull me. I don't want to die yet. Qi Lian, the king of the Akabane Kingdom, swayed his fat body, and went completely berserk at this moment. What is it like to meet a madman? Completely insane. There is no but language between the madman. Attacking directly when you come up, without giving you a chance to explain, it is completely a desperate attitude. The key is the bit of hatred between each other. As for it, divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1894. Will it be comfortable for both sides to suffer? Is it cool? If you kill you, I will be able to control the army of the Akabane Kingdom, and I will still have a chance to come back. As for your dead fat pig, there is no need to exist anymore. If you really want to stop the war, it's not impossible. Hurry up and kill yourself. This is your final fate. Just because of you, you want to touch me, and you don't even look at your own virtue. Before, this goddess gave you humility and pretended to be a snake with you, which has already given you enough face. Who knows that you would dare to deceive this goddess, and even want to hide evil intentions? In that case, you are going to die. If you escape now, wouldn't there be endless troubles? What if we attack Genji Shenzong from behind in the future? Kill Qi Lian, the king of the Akabane Kingdom? Fu Suiai, the goddess of the third peak of Genji Shenzong, gave an order, and the battle immediately rose up, and she directly rushed over with a shocking posture, as if she wanted to obliterate everything in front of her eyes. Seeing a new round of attacks from the Genji Shenzong, Qi Lian, the king of the Akabane Kingdom, became extremely ugly for a while. This is directly dragged on? My army, I am not even eligible to withdraw. What kind of reasoning is this? Originally, Kilian, the king of the Akabane Kingdom, brought 200,000 elite soldiers. He lost about 20,000 in the siege battle, and now lost 50,000 in the civil war with Genji Shenzong. Now the total force is only about 130,000. Up. If you continue to fight like this, I'm afraid it will continue to be damaged. The most terrifying thing is that these soldiers under his command are already on the verge of collapse. Once he flees and the army is defeated like a mountain, he, the king, can't control it. At that time, he will really become a turtle in the urn. Thinking of this, the face of Qi Lian, the king of Akabane Kingdom, suddenly became dark. I can't go on like this. This crazy woman doesn't care, but I can't be so impulsive. I only have this little force, if I lose it, I will really lose it. In the future, after these bastards leave this world, the Akabane kingdom, whose power has been greatly damaged, will definitely become fat in the eyes of other kingdoms or tribes. A change has to be made. Qilian, the king of the Akabane kingdom, rolled his eyes. Although he was a bit greedy, he still had the basic ability to make judgments. Otherwise, he would not be able to defeat his many brothers and ascend to the throne. I am willing to continue to cooperate with you, Genji Shenzong. I am willing to lead the army of the Akabane kingdom to help you, Genji Shenzong, achieve your wish. My request is that you stop fighting now. After we get benefits in the future, we will share them equally. Qilian, the king of the Akabane kingdom, gritted his teeth and said angrily. From his point of view, this is already his biggest concession. As for marrying this goddess Huangfu Sui as queen, it is just a matter of thinking now, and it will definitely not be carried out. On the one hand, he definitely doesn't have such strength, on the other hand, such a woman, who would dare to want it? Maybe one day I will stab you on the bed, who can resist it? Thinking of this, Qilian, the king of the Akabane kingdom, inexplicably felt his scalp go numb. A truce is absolutely impossible. If I don't kill you today, I will never give up. Huang Fuxio snorted coldly, and made a gesture to continue rushing out. Priest Huangfu. Enough. Stop. I think that the Qilian king is full of sincerity, you can have a truce. In the distance, Tai Shuqian, the godson of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, galloped over with a gloomy expression. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1895. Now that the situation has become so severe, why is there still civil strife? Do you still think the situation is not chaotic enough? If all the troops of your own are exhausted, what will you do with it then? There is no place to cry. Uncle Kian, the son of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, strode over, his face turned gloomy, and all kinds of murderous intent flickered in his mind, and he felt particularly uncomfortable. Son of Grand Uncle Kian, this is my Genji Shenzong's business, it seems that it is not your turn to take care of it. What the goddess wants to do is the freedom of the goddess. What can you do? Fu Sui, the third peak god of Genji Shenzong, narrowed her eyes suddenly, looking extremely upset. Now that things have come to this, she naturally can't be cowardly. Even show off your invincible aura. Although the Genji Shenzong is inferior to the Temple of the Light Alliance in terms of overall combat power, it may not be without the power to fight. Priest Huangfu. Don't be too arrogant. I know you are unwilling, but sometimes, you should keep a low profile, and you should keep a low profile. Otherwise, the only one who suffers in the end will be yourself. I can tell you very responsibly. If you continue to attack the Akabane kingdom at this moment and are unwilling to stop the war, the practitioners and troops from the Temple of the Alliance of Light and the Kingdom of Pure Sun will forcibly intervene. Do you think that with the power of Genji Shenzong, you can fight against our four forces at the same time? It's ridiculous. Tai Shuqian, the godson of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, snorted coldly, and while speaking, he had already fully displayed his posture. Fu Sui, the third peak goddess of Genji Shenzong's complexion suddenly changed, she put her hands together in front of her, and the murderous intent gathered in her eyes. He actually threatened her. Members of the same camp of light, do they actually want to fight each other for an indigenous kingdom in the ruins of the gods? Of course, Huangfu Sui knew the real purpose of the Grand Uncle Kian in the Temple of the Light Alliance. To put it bluntly, didn't he just want to win over the Kilian king of the Chiu kingdom, and then increase his chances of winning? It's better to say than to sing, isn't it still selfish after all? Huangfu Shui gritted her teeth slightly. According to her wishes, she was naturally unwilling to submit at this time, would seem too cowardly. His Royal Highness, you can't act rashly. His Royal Highness, our troops are limited. Your Highness Goddess, we're still on the safe side. Your Highness Goddess, we are the one God sect who has always been attached to the Temple of the Alliance of Light. Your Highness Goddess, the practitioners of Genji Shenzone have weak fighting will. A series of reminders came, and these were all from the insiders of Genji Shenzone. There were sons and goddesses from various peaks, and there were also powerful Genji Shenzone practitioners. Obviously, neither wants to fight this battle. It was a helpless counterattack to attack the Akabane kingdom before, but now they can live in peace. Why should they fight each other? What for? There is no benefit to be found either. A battle without benefits is doomed to not last long. Stop, truce. Qi Lian. My goddess did not stop fighting because I was afraid of you. Today, even if I am doing my Uncle Kyang a face, if you dare to speak rudely or want to withdraw from the plot midway, I will kill you personally. Huangfu Shui let out a cold cry, with murderous aura in her eyes. Qi Lian, the king of the Akabane kingdom, turned ugly for a while. He was a majestic king, but he was so coerced, and there was an inexplicable sense of resentment in his heart. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1896. However, the Qi Lian king of the Akabane kingdom is not stupid, he knows what is best for him right now. Especially at this critical moment, choice is more critical than hard work. Blindly fighting will only reduce the strength of his Akabane kingdom, so when the cake is divided later, there will be no military force as a guarantee. Who will take care of you? King Qi Lian, please come here, I have something to discuss with you. A smile appeared on the face of Tai Shuqian, the son of the god of the Alliance of Light, and leaned over while talking. The drunkard's intention was not to drink, obviously, he wanted to use this method to win over the Kilian king, and even win over the tens of thousands of remaining troops of the Kilian kingdom. In this way, the losses in his previous battles can be made up for. With the help of both the Pure Sun Kingdom and the Akabane Kingdom, coupled with the help of practitioners from the Temple of the Light Alliance and its affiliated forces, he will definitely become the most powerful the presence. How to do it at that time, isn't it still a matter of his words? Thinking of this, Tai Shuqian's gaze became even sharper. Uncle Kyang Shenzhu really had a good plan, and easily won another country's reinforcements. No wonder we were asked to stop fighting in the Yishanzang. It turns out that you have a closer arrangement here. As Fu Sui, the third peak goddess of Genji Shenzone, spoke, she seemed a little tasteless, even contempt and spurned from the bottom of her heart. As members of the Light Camp, they should cooperate with each other, but now Genji Shenzone and the Temple of the Light Alliance seem to have completely split. Tai Shuqian, the godson of the Alliance of Light Temple, played so dirty. Humph. It's not a day or two for Grand Uncle God to be as cunning as a fox. If you are a little careless, you will be completely deceived by him, you still have to hang on. Priest Huangfu, although there have been many battles between my Dark Temple and your Genji Shenzone, but I, Haishan, are open and frank, and I am willing to make an ally of Genji Shenzone. At this time, Haishan, the godson of the Dark Temple, suddenly came over with people again. Seeing that Tai Shuqian, the godson of the Light Alliance Temple, was becoming more and more powerful, he also felt a sense of urgency, so he wanted to win Genji Shenzone into an alliance. In fact, at this moment, they are a big alliance, but there are several small alliances in the big alliance. At this moment, there are hidden evil intentions between each other, and each has its own arrangements and opposites. I don't know who is real and who is fake up. Time flies by. Seeing that the 3-day period is coming. During these 3 days, the coalition forces under King Chu's capital city have fought and charged again and again, but no matter what the situation is, it is actually useless. They have lost the best opportunity to attack the city. At this moment, Shu Kingdom, Tian Kingdom, and even Fang Fan's legion are guarding the capital city wall of Shu Kingdom, and they have no chance to rush in. In the past few days, the corpses under the city were stacked higher and higher, but it was absolutely impossible to rush in. This road has been completely blocked. A step beyond, a dead end. According to the time calculation, the fruit of God is about to ripen. After picking the fruit of God, everything can end slowly. At that time, whether it is withdrawal or war, you can choose at will. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1897. But if you want me to retreat here, it is unlikely. This time, being forced to this point by the allied forces of the 3 kingdoms and those 3 forces, can't we just leave in such a dispirited way? Fang Fan sneered secretly, with an inexplicable sneer on the corner of his mouth. Whoosh! Whoosh whoosh! Just as Fang Fan was imagining, a ray of light suddenly flickered, which made people feel extremely dazzling. This ray of light pierced the sky, the color is like fresh blood, translucent and gorgeous, giving people a sense of shock in the soul. Rumbling. At the same time, the entire space began to shake, and thunders flickered, as if they wanted to split everything apart. The vision of heaven and earth, a strange treasure is born. Could this be the fruit of God, a sign that the fruit of God is about to come? Is it really, the fruit of God? I heard that the fruit of the gods is red, and the smell, is real. Everyone, follow me and snatch the fruit of God. The cultivators and armies of the Light Alliance Temple, Dark Temple, Genji Shenzong, Pure Yang Kingdom, and Chiu Kingdom rushed towards the red light at the same time, and the scene was extremely sensational for a time. Fang Fan opened his mouth, feeling more and more suspicious at this moment. This is, playing with snake skin? The fruit of God is obviously not in the secret vault of King Chu's palace, but the secret vault is, behind him, and what is the eye-catching red light in front of him? Fang Fan felt his scalp go numb for no reason, he couldn't understand it now either. Is there more than one fruit of God? Or there is more than one sacred tree that can breed the fruit of the gods? If that's the case, then it seems more normal. Fang Fan thought to himself, sharp rays of light flickered in his eyes, and everything in front of him touched him deeply. All of this seems so real. The fruit of the gods in the palace has never shown any abnormalities, and it is obviously not yet mature. Should we continue to guard it, or go to grab a brand new fruit of the gods? Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and there was a struggling look in his eyes. It must be a lie to say that he didn't have any feelings at all. At this moment, the idea in his heart seemed very real. Although it is said that there are already 5 fruits of the gods in the secret vault of the palace, who would dislike such treasures? Fang Fan rolled his eyes, completely lost in thought at this moment. The fruit of God is of great benefit to the cultivators' promotion from the 8-star sanctuary to the 9-star sanctuary. This is also the root cause of so many people's frantic competition. Besides that, the fruit of the gods is also very meaningful to me. The other advantage of the fruit of God is that it can increase the potential talent of my heroes to the level of the Holy One. Now their potential talents stop at the 8-star sanctuary realm, which means they can only be promoted to the 8-star sanctuary realm at most, and it is difficult to continue to advance. But the super effect of the fruit of the gods is quite exciting. The 5 gods' fruits in the secret vault of the palace are obviously not enough. After Fang Fan thought about it, he had basically made up his mind to follow and snatch it. Natasha, you stay in the capital. If the fruit of the gods in the secret vault of the capital is ripe, you help me pick it, be sure not to let others touch it. Fang Fan put his hands on Natasha's shoulders and said solemnly. It is about the fruit of the gods, so you can't be careless. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1898. Prince, what are you going to do? It's too dangerous for you to do this. They have long regarded you as a thorn in their side. If you still want to rush over now, they will definitely not let it go. As Natasha spoke, the expression on her face suddenly became extremely solemn. In the depths of his eyes, bright lights flickered, and while talking, he couldn't help but hug Fang Fan tightly with both hands, as if he wanted to pull Fang Fan back. Don't worry, I haven't paid attention to their strength. What's more, they are not a piece of iron bucket. When they came to attack King Chu's capital before, they couldn't work together for the fruit of the gods, let alone now. Don't worry, I'll go back as soon as I go. Fang Fan smiled calmly. It is absolutely impossible for him to give up a batch of God's fruits like this. Prince, then you bring most of the elite soldiers in the city, otherwise I won't worry. As Natasha spoke, the expression on her face suddenly became extremely solemn. No need, now Chu Kingdom has only 200,000 troops left. It's enough for me to bring the 100,000 troops of the Tian Kingdom, and then add the major legions under my command, it will be enough. As for the Chu Kingdom's army, stay and take charge of defending the city. Just in case these people kill a wave of carbine. Fang Fan stroked Queen Natasha's hair, then said with a smile. But it won't be safe. What if something unexpected happens then? I'm worried. Queen Natasha's eyes flickered as she spoke. Her Royal Highness has now completely shed her iceberg queen stance, and what Fang Fan sees is this cute and lovely look. Fang Fan sighed softly, then silently embraced Queen Natasha in his arms, wantonly loving. There are too many troops, and it's not easy for me to operate, it's fine like this. With Tian Kingdom's 100,000 troops at the base, I can completely control the situation. As for the other situations, it won't seem particularly complicated. Fang Fan pondered for a while, then nodded and said. Fang Fan had already made up his mind, and Queen Natasha opened her mouth, so naturally she couldn't dissuade her anymore. Things have come to this, and it can only be done in this way. Although there was still some nervousness in his heart, Fang Fan had said everything to this point, and Queen Natasha would naturally not be too entangled. King Cassius, do you have any objections to using your Tian Kingdom's 100,000 troops this time? Fang Fan squinted his eyes, looked directly at Cassius, the king of the Tian Kingdom, and turned his words away. The King Cassius had expressed his loyalty to Fang Fan before, and wanted to follow Fang Fan all the time, but Fang Fan did not give a clear answer at that time. After all, this verbal agreement is the least reliable. Fang Fan also wanted to take this opportunity to verify the true thoughts in the heart of King Cassius. Find out if he really wants to seek refuge, or is he just playing word games. Prince Fang Fan is able to use the army of our Tian Kingdom, that is entirely their honor. All I need is an order from Prince Fang Fan, and I can dedicate this old bone to Prince Fang Fan at any time, no matter what. I can learn from the loyalty of Prince Fang Fan. Prince Fang Fan, please accept our Tian Kingdom and give us a hope. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1899. Cassius, the king of Tian Kingdom, was talking. Sharp rays of light flickered in his eyes, all kinds of thoughts boiled, and his body trembled unnaturally. At this moment, the feeling in his heart seemed real and real. He wants to leave this world, and wants to go to a wider world outside to see. In the world of the ruins of the gods, It is too cruel. What is here for a long time is all kinds of natural disasters. From time to time, there will be sandstorms that wipe everything out, and from time to time, hurricanes and tornadoes will erupt. These common natural disasters have kept their population under control, and they appear to be extraordinarily methodical and powerful. Thinking of this, the gaze of King Cassius of Tian Kingdom became more and more determined. Fang Fan promised him that he would be able to leave this world with the entire Tian Kingdom and go to the big world where they are. This King Cassius believed it. He firmly believed that there would be such a day. I also firmly believe that a miracle will unfold before my eyes. All of this made him extremely excited. I even want to cheer and jump for joy directly. This feeling is particularly real and real. There should be, there will be. I will satisfy your wishes. The entire army of the Tian Kingdom, follow me. Fang Fan gave an order, and immediately rushed towards the place where the red light gathered, which is very likely to be the place where the second fruit of God exists. Fang Fan's thoughts moved slightly, thinking secretly in his heart. The footsteps became faster and faster, and the thoughts gradually took off. The destination gradually became clear. At this moment, millions of people have gathered around the place where the red light gathers. These people are obviously the practitioners and armies of the three major forces and the two kingdoms. Fang Fan is also here. Does he also want to come and share a piece of the action? So it seems that we wished for him before, maybe there was no fruit of God in the capital of the Chu kingdom. There is no fruit of God. If there is no fruit of God, why did we fight so hard before? Playing with a hammer. It's kind of weird. Anyway, the current situation is like this, you can't believe it. Grass, in this way, we have all been tricked. Are we lonely? It's time, since the fruit of the gods appeared here, it shows that there was no fruit of the gods before, we were all trapped. After fighting for so long and killing so many brothers, the final report is all false. Damn, who the hell said that the fruit of the gods is in the capital of the Chu kingdom? Who? Stand up. It's made us exhausted for so long. The fruit of the gods is about to mature, and there must be many people robbing it. Hey, the war is about to break out. The number of God's fruits on the number is only 9, I don't know how to snatch them at that time. Now there are 6 factions. The Temple of the Light Alliance, the Temple of Darkness, the Genji Divine Sect, the Pure Sun Kingdom, the Chiu Kingdom, and this big boss Fang Fan. Well, if you want me to say, the saddest ones are ordinary cultivators like us, the benefits are not our turn, and we are thinking of fighting. Hey, I just hope that if the Son of God really snatches the fruit of God, he can remember our contribution and return to the temple, at least he can receive a wave of rewards. That's the truth. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1900. Waves of words are endless, while talking, the gestures are vividly displayed, and all kinds of feelings are particularly profound. Fang Fan stood around, his eyes gradually showing a trace of sincerity. It really is the fruit of God. And the number of God's fruits is 9. Including the 5 pieces in the secret vault of the palace, the total is 14 pieces. In this case, 6 of them can be allocated to the heroes, and their potential limit can be raised to the level of saints. Fang Fan thought to himself, then nodded silently. At this moment, around the sacred tree, the various forces are clearly separated, and they have gradually begun to split. Among them, the tens of thousands of cultivators of the Temple of the Light Alliance and the tens of thousands of troops of the Pure Sun Kingdom are still closely united to form an allied army of more than 300,000. This is also their foundation and root. Relatively speaking, the situation is still relatively clear. In addition, the more than 200,000 troops of the Dark Temple gathered together, and there seems to be a tendency to form an alliance with the tens of thousands of practitioners of Genji Shenzone. As for the tens of thousands of troops of the Akabane Kingdom, they have an independent attitude, and they seem to have some relationship with many forces. The situation appears to be quite complicated. But on the whole, God's son Taishukiang of the Temple of the Alliance of Light has the greatest authority and the strongest voice. As for Fang Fan, he only has 100,000 soldiers from the Tian Kingdom under his command. Fang Fan. There is a way to heaven, you don't go, and there is no way to hell, you break in. The fruit of God here belongs to us, it doesn't matter if it's you. If you're sensible, get out quickly, otherwise, don't blame me for being ruthless. After seeing Fang Fan, Taishukiang, the godson of the Alliance of Light Temple, suddenly became ugly. He thinks that he has made a good plan, so now he has the greatest right to speak. Even if he snatches the fruit of God later, he will definitely be able to snatch more fruits of God. It's just that now that Fang Fan is here, he feels a little flustered for no reason. Although there are only 100,000 soldiers and horses around Fang Fan at the moment, but the 100,000 soldiers and horses are displayed here, and there is an imposing manner that can obliterate everything in minutes, which makes people feel panicked. Now Fang Fan is the only variable, so Taishukiang will drive Fang Fan away. Is this the territory of your family? Speaking of which, this is still the territory of Shu Kingdom? As the prince of Shu Kingdom, can I still not touch my own things? It should be you, right? Fang Fan glanced at the position of Taishukiang, the godson of the Light Alliance Temple, and said indifferently. How could Fang Fan not see clearly this guy's little thought, but he was too lazy to say anything, it was meaningless and worthless. You are presumptuous. Fang Fan. Do you think no one can control you anymore? Do you think that the king who defended the Chu Kingdom is very proud? Humph. If it wasn't for the Chu Kingdom's army to stick to it, do you think, relying on you, we can stop our coalition forces? Now you only have 100,000 soldiers and horses under your command. I advise you to think carefully about whether you are our opponent. Once our many forces unite, you can be wiped out in minutes. Brothers and sisters. Don't you also hate this Fang Fan very much? Can't wait to gnaw his bones and eat his flesh. Taishukiang, the godson of the Temple of the Alliance of Light, once again began to mobilize people's hearts.